How goes it, YouTube? Today is Friday, so or happy Friday or happy whatever day it is that you're watching this. Okay, as you can tell from the title, I'm gonna do a quick video about breastfeeding. And just a disclaimer, I know breastfeeding is not for everybody because people have health issues, have problems, things that they're dealing with, or they just can't deal with the pain from nursing, or they don't produce enough milk. So it's okay to use formula or to supplement, or if you're not producing enough milk to use formula and to use breast milk, or just to use formula. It's up to you. It's however it works for you. And there's other options. You can always pump, and if you can afford a pump, you can get a pump. I'll leave a description box, the cheapest pump I can find, which will probably be on Amazon. I think it's like $7.95, and it's for a handheld pump for one, and you can use that if you need to. But again, I'll make sure I leave it in the description box on a cheap pumps from different websites that I found. And yeah, so let's get to this video. Okay, when I had her, sorry guys, this is the next day. Talk about the mess, look at how mess, the life of a single mother. So, so she's here, okay, I was talking about breastfeeding. I was going to talk about breastfeeding. I do not remember where I left off. I have to look at the video. But, yeah, so, yeah. Okay, guys. So, when it comes to breastfeeding, I know there are a lot of people a lot of women that are unable to breastfeed because many reasons. Either they're on medication, or they didn't produce any milk, or just couldn't deal with the pain, because nursing, to start with, it is kind of painful because your muscles are contracting, and sometimes your child doesn't latch correctly. And with her, when I first started, she didn't really latch correctly because my nipples kind of swelled. It kind of, now to the side, they were the size of gumdrops. So her mouth, and she couldn't really fit into her mouth. Like, she wouldn't open her mouth wide enough. And she was 4 pounds, 7 ounces. So the technique I learned to get her to nurse right would be to, like, you just press down right here and her mouth automatically opens for you to place the nipple into her mouth. Now with her, since she's ready to nurse, all you have to do is press down here and see her mouth automatically opens. I probably have to zoom in on that too, since she's trying to eat my finger. But I slightly pressed here. I'll have to replay it for you guys. But yeah, I'll replay that so you guys can see that. That's how slow motion zoomed in. And see, now she's ready to eat. So I co-sleep with her, and that's for who doesn't know, co-sleeping is when you lay next to your child. And I've done that since birth. And I found that in the beginning, it was easy for me to put the boppy over her head while she sleeps, so that way I won't roll over her. And it just over her head, like literally just on the top of her head. So like if she were laying down, put this like that so that her head is in the middle. That way I can't roll over her, or I can't cause her to suffocate her, or cause cause SIDS. And that worked for me. And now of course she's bigger, I'm not gonna roll on her. She's bigger, she'll hit me, and I'm very aware. Even though before I wouldn't roll, but I still, would put the security between me and her. So, but how we lay, I'm gonna show you. It's a good way to show. It's easier that way. Say she lays like this. I'm on this side of her, and she turns, and it's basically, I don't know if you can see, like that. So it's basically, I'm this way, she's on her side, I'm on my side, and she lays like that, and she nurses this way. Or vice versa, if I'm on the other side, she does, but she's already getting in position because it is nighttime right now. So yeah, but this is how she would lay. That's how I would hold her, this way. If I use the pillow, I would put out enough space on the couch to show you. So, but this is how we would do it. And I would use that way to co-sleep with her. Oh. And when you first start off, if you need help with, when you first start off, if you have a boppy, or if you don't have a boppy, or if you have a boppy, you can lay the boppy like this and put her like this, or him or them like this, and that'll help you, you know, with setting up. Because when you breastfeed, you know how they're like that. You have to hold your breast like that. If you're, you know, if your baby's not latching or you're trying to teach them how to latch, hold your breast like this, so that, just imagine the nipple right here, your hands right here. You keep this finger open, and when you want to, all you have to do is press down on their, you hold their head, push, like slightly push right here, push down, and then open their mouth, and then you put their mouth on. She's ready to eat it. But that's how it works, like that. And I would show you guys on camera, but yeah, that's not gonna fly too well. But I do have to nurse her, so what I'm gonna do is probably zoom in with me up here while she nurses, so you guys can't see. So. Okay. But yeah, so when it comes to breastfeeding, there's other ways you can do as well, but this is the way I learned. It was easy for me, from my daughter as well as my son. I learned that these were a good ways to do it, especially co-sleeping, because I like to sleep and I don't like to have to be woken up in the middle of the night. And that way, she's already laying next to me. All I do is put the breast in her mouth, and that's it. Or move closer to her, move further away from her. It depends, you know, because if the boppy's between us, all I have to do is move the boppy up, move over, put it in her mouth, let her go back to sleep. She'll fall asleep, and I'll be asleep partially because I'll be checking on her. Because a lot of you moms, you know, you wake up and you check to see if the baby's still alive, because I don't know if you guys are like that, but that's how I was. And I found it a lot easier for me. And yeah, so yeah, I've done this video a couple times now, and I didn't like the way it turned out a couple times, so I might do clips here and there of both times I've done it, because I feel like I've explained it better the first time, and this time I just showed more ways that you can nurse them, because it can be a little difficult, you know, in the beginning, especially for those moms that, you know, there are other options for those who cannot breastfeed. You can, you know, use formula, or you can pump. For those of you that don't have time, you can pump, and then you can just give them into a bottle. Or those babies that just don't take to breastfeeding and they prefer bottles, you can just pump and give your baby that way. Or if you don't produce enough milk, you can breastfeed and give them formula as a supplement. That way the baby can get healthy and strong. But I've been blessed both times to where I've produced enough milk for both of my children to feed, and I don't pump. So, you know, I haven't pumped. I told myself I wanted to pump to make popsicles for her, which I'll probably do a video on that to see how she takes to it, and just do a first reaction to popsicles, breast milk popsicles. And I'll probably do it with, I don't know, the machine I have, and I'll do a video on that. But yeah, as for breastfeeding, it can be difficult. If you just stick with it, I promise you, the baby will catch on quick, because she caught on within, I want to say about a week and a half. Because by then, I'm telling you, my nipples were cracked, bleeding, and I still fed her. But when you have cracked and bleeding nipples, if you're not using a nipple shield, you can just feed on one side, and I know it's going to be hard just all day to feed on one side, and the other side just let it rest and put, you know, Vaseline around it, because that's what I did, and it helped me. And I just switched at night. At night, I would feed her on one side. I would keep her on my right side at night, and then on my left side during the day. So that way, you know, one to be full by the time it comes nighttime, and she just drain it completely while she sleeps. And then the left side, I just without them throughout the day, and I can do some milk that way. But that was what I did. You don't have to do it that way. You know, you learn by trial and error. I'm just really showing you how I learned and how I did it, because it was easier for me that way. Because in the beginning, when I first had her, I talked to the nurse, because she didn't. My son took right away when I started breastfeeding. Like as soon as he came out, he started eating. With her, she didn't eat right away, so she didn't take on some nipple. She didn't breastfeed until 3 hours in, and she was with me the whole time during the hospital, except for when they did the car seat test. So when she nursed it, she really didn't nurse. Like she would wouldn't open her mouth, but like I would open her mouth, put it on there, and then she would pull back and go right back to the small, and then like the little small opening, so that it would squeeze my nipple and cause it to tear and break. Because of that, and it hurt a lot. Like, and I talked to the lactation nurse, and she told me, "Oh, your nipples are too big for the baby's mouth. You might have to just supplement." Who says that? Who tells a new mom, or I'm sorry, a new mom again, a second-term mom that, and she didn't even know whether I had kids or not, that, oh, your nipples are too big, you can't breastfeed your child. What kind of crap is that? You're the lactation nurse. You're supposed to help me. And she's like, well, you're just going to have to, probably have to supplement her because she's not going to. I was like, no. I'm not okay with that. Like, I'm going to nurse her, and I'm going to just deal with her making me bleed. I'm just going to have to express into her mouth. And expressing is when you squeeze it down into her mouth. Now, when you are breastfeeding for the first time, your baby's trying to get them to latch. When you open their mouth, like, put your gently, use either your thumb or your knuckle slightly push down on their mouth to stick your breast into their mouth to open it. And then when you put it in there, you just slightly press down. I know it's going to probably hurt or probably be very difficult. You're probably going to have a handful to express some milk into their mouth to get them, the hang of it coming out, and they'll start sucking because the milk is into their mouth. And you just slightly squeeze down so that while their nipples in their mouth, they just suck and go at it. Start going. And some babies just, once you do that, they'll just catch on quickly and start sucking and start breastfeeding or nursing rather. But with her, she's been great. She nurses now. She's at almost 7 months in a few days. She nurses once every 3 hours. And at night, I'm asleep. She's asleep. She feeds when she wants. I don't really keep track because I'm not really sure. And she eats solids as well. And that's she's like lately for the past couple of days she hasn't really been wanting the solid foods for some reason. I don't know, but she hasn't really been wanting it. She just wants the nurse. So I don't know. We'll figure that out. But I've been trying like to give her food. Like I give it to her for breakfast and then for dinner. I try to give her to lunch. She doesn't take it. For breakfast, she'll eat a few spoonfuls and that's it, like 2 or 3. And just now, I tried to give her a few spoonfuls. She only ate 2, and that was it. She kept moving her head and shaking her head no. So, and hitting it and spitting it out. So, hey, just nursing, and I'll keep trying with the solids again. Because when we first started solids, she was eating fine. She would eat solids right at night because that's when I started it off. I gave her cereal. I would put a little express some breast milk into a bowl with the baby food. And with the baby cereal, with the rice cereal, I mixed it up, gave her a little bit. She ate a little bit a couple times, and I did that for maybe about 3 weeks. And that transitioned her to applesauce. She didn't like the applesauce. Then I tried the banana. Yeah, I tried banana, but then the banana made her constipated. So then I went to prunes to get her from unconstipation, and now she liked sweet potatoes, green beans, and mango. So I've been trying with those, and right now she's just not taking it for the past 2-3 days. But starting, I would say when you start solids too, from breastfeeding, I know this is a breastfeeding video, but when you start solids, you would give the nurse less, as long as your baby's taking the food intake. Sometimes they don't. Just like her right now, she took it, and now she's not taking it for some odd reason. She doesn't want it, she just wants to nurse. Again, I think I mentioned that already. Again, I'm rambling, but anyhow. But she nurses fine, and if you have any questions about breastfeeding or, I'll answer what I can. So you can leave the comments below. You can email me. You can reach me on Instagram or Snapchat. You can write me a letter and send it to the PO box in the description box. Yeah. I don't really want this video to be too long, so yeah, I think I covered pretty much everything that I can think of. And yeah, just enjoy your baby while they're little, because you need to grow really fast. And I chose I want to feed her, breastfeed her for a year, and I'll wean her after that. Just like my son, I weaned him at 13 months, and her, I want to wean her the same. 13 months, I'll wean her from breast milk and give her table food. But yeah, so it's really up to you how you decide to do your child, because mine, I'm going to feed them until 12 months and, work in the solids. I work in the solids early because she was nursing like once every 2 hours. But now, you know, now it's 3 hours and she does fine. As you can tell, she was 4 pounds 5 ounces when we left the hospital, and now she's 15 pounds 1 ounce. Probably more now because that was 2 weeks ago when she went to the doctor. But yeah, as I was telling you guys about the lip thing, all you have to do, since she's already eating, all you have to do is press down here and let's see if her mouth opens. Just like that. Just slightly press down. You would, you know, if you press down, just slightly touch it and it'll open. And yeah, so you want to say anything to Timber? You want to say anything, Marky? You want to say anything? No? Yes? Yes? No? And yeah, oh yeah, at night when she co-sleeps, I don't burp her. Even in the beginning, that was like a problem. And I went to the doctor. She was, you know, she had gas and stuff, and she was constipated a couple times. And the doctor told me to give her baby juice, and that was at. She was 2 months. She was a month and a half. A month and a half, and I know she was constipated. She wasn't pooping. She wasn't pooping for like 5 days. And they said, "Oh, that's normal." I'm like, "No, it's not." So they said breastfed babies. I'm like, "No, it's not." So I asked them what can I do. They said, "Well, okay, you can give her juice, prune or pear." So, and there was like apple prune and there's pear. So with the apple prune, I gave her that, and they said give her an ounce a day, and I'm supposed to keep giving her an ounce a day to keep her, you know, digestive system going, because sometimes they get stopped up, and yeah, but yeah. So that's all I have to say. All I can think of. So I thank you guys so much for watching this video, and yeah, I'll probably do a video about her updates and how she's doing, and yeah, so I will see you guys in the next video. I thank you so much for watching, and comment, thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I will be uploading every day for the month of July, and then probably in August as well, but we'll see. Every day, weekdays, not Saturday and Sunday, just Monday through Friday, and I'll have different videos up. It'll be random, either baby, hair, life, vlog, whatever the case may be. Maybe even a mukbang. I might do mukbang, however you say it. I'll upload those videos, and I thank you so much for watching. If you guys have any videos that you would like me to do, I will be more than willing to do them. And yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye.